Hey there, how are you doing? It's Miguel again, and I'm here to just say a few words about my day to day. I have been. I wonder if I can even put my earplugs in while I do it. Maybe not. Maybe I can. I'm not sure. I'm getting distracted by extraneous sounds, but maybe I can just focus a little bit more and make sure I can pull this together. Um, So I am having a desire to go for a run today. It's like 7 o'clock p.m. and it's a little late, and I'm not sure how viable that idea is. It's pretty dark outside. I know that the gym is closing at 9 o'clock p.m. and I'm wondering if if I'll have enough time to get a workout in or not. I'm thinking about all the avenues at my discretion where whether I can swim or run or bicycle or whatever. And I guess the best choices for me are swimming and running, and maybe working out at the gym. So I don't know. I've got this idea that I want to go check out the Poly track at UCSB. This is a running track, and it may be illuminated at night. I wouldn't be surprised if it were. And I just have never really been there before. And I mean, I've driven by the place, but I've never been running there before. And then I'm sort of feeling this sense of hopelessness, like maybe I'm not going to be able to get out and get any exercise today, and maybe I'll just today as scratch off today as being uh, a day of rest instead of a day of exercise. That may just be what today has to be. It's kind of tough when in our human lives we've got so many activities that you know it's not always easy to find time for self-care. And I guess maybe that's also for me. Usually I get self-care out of the way pretty early in the day. I'm usually able to go to the gym. But some days I'm not able to go to the gym because of my schedule or meetings or things that I want to do. So I'm not able to take that me time out and get some exercise and exercise this body of mine. It's really interesting how our society is so focused on doing things for others instead of caring for ourselves, and also how interesting it is how where doing things for others is quite often I don't know, sometimes it doesn't take a lot of physical activity. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know, that's kind of how I'm feeling. I've got some mixed feelings right now about whether I want to work out or not, and whether I should just relax or not. Today, while I was commuting on the road, I listened to a podcast, David Burns. Apparently, he's got this podcast or this group of people who help him do podcasts every Tuesday. Apparently, there's a Tuesday night meeting that all the David Burns people, who's a prominent psychologist, David Burns, the psychologist, I guess they get together and they talk about certain psychology subjects. I believe David Burns is a professor at Stanford University. So um, I enjoyed listening to the podcast, and it really helps me understand where I can make improvements in my own mental health and the stories that I tell myself, and make an impact. I'm really sort of recognizing where I might be able to make an impact in the stories that I tell myself, and how I can tell more healthy stories, and sort of help reduce the amount of emotional pain that I endure every day, and help improve the amount of joy that I feel every day. you know, I'm sort of, I guess we're always continually optimizing our narratives. At least some people are. I know I am always continuously trying to do that. And, with some degree of success. And anyway, I appreciate applying attention and focus in this area. It's also really got me to think about the possibility of me going back to school again and maybe getting some kind of degree that allows me to do some kind of therapy in a professional capacity. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I'll just do coaching or something like that. I'm not always, for years, I've been telling myself I don't particularly want to be in the same room with people who are depressed and upset and angry all the time and anxious all the time. I'd rather I'd rather just work on my own psychology. But do have this dream that occasionally pops up that um, essentially is a dream where I'm able to just sit down and have conversations with people all day long and get paid for it. But I think that's not really a realistic view of what therapy is all about. I have a feeling that there's probably a lot of paperwork in the world of therapy. So it's not just sitting down with the client and helping them work out their problems. It's also dealing with the insurance companies and managing that and writing reports and statuses and um, doing a lot of corresponding. So, and then of course also making appointments. So I have a feeling that my ideas about providing therapy in a clinical setting is probably it's probably not accurate, and I think that I would probably find it pretty limiting. I think pretty quick. So I mean, now I'm already talking myself out of it. So maybe a better idea for me would be just to get education, get more fully educated in the world of psychology and learn about more theories and learn about more techniques, and maybe that's really what will float my boat and get me excited about psychology. Or not. I mean, I can also imagine, the fact is, here's the thing. I get plenty of insight and stimulation through my own research when I watch professional videos and trainings related to psychotherapy, and when I read books geared towards psychotherapists, and also when I read pop psychology, um, and I'm also doing work on myself, you know, I think that is all I need. I really don't. Maybe I don't even need the education system to sort of motivate me, and it may not be a source of pleasure, at least a source of pleasure that I can't give to myself. I think maybe, in fact, the more I think about it, the more I'm feeling enthusiastic about my own independent study in psychology. I mean, why do psychology uh, if in the doing of it might reduce my own level of happiness when I can just do it the way I do it already, how I enjoy thinking about that subject matter, and just derive and extract more joy from what it is I'm already doing. That sounds like it's sort of, it's almost like the question within for me is, you know, will I be happier practicing psychology with entities external to me, or would I be happier just practicing psychology for myself? And you know what? The answer may just be that I'm perfectly content and would derive the most happiness from, my own self analysis and just thinking about psychology on my own and going wherever I want to go. Anyway, That's actually quite a refreshing perspective, and it makes me worry less about this idea that I need a PhD in psychology to be happy, which I think, I think human beings are always looking for external validation, and maybe this is a case where I really don't need it, and I can just work on myself and be content and not be sort of subject to the limitations of being a professional psychologist. Anyway, my time is already over. So thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.